Hello, I'm John Joe and welcome to Line War. Today we have SE2 who started over here in quite a long stretch of line against Tuponulo. I think that's how you pronounce that. And he started in a long line unknowingly right next to SE2. So it looks like Tuponulo is going for airfield straight away and he's going to try and bring his units straight down into one group and send them off this way. Whereas SE2 is going to spread his units out to try and... He's pretty much ignoring that the enemy is even there and just sending his units in a line across. Until now he's going to try and retreat some of these guys this way. Otherwise he's going for tanks. He's getting probably production of 4 tanks. It seems to be his main strategy. And I quite like the strategy because even then tanks actually do take over a lot of land. He also has an energy well already ready to use. So we'll have to see whether tanks can beat air units. On the other hand, he's going for a lot of infantry on the ground, and he's going to try and take over the territory of SE2 very quickly, and with the amount of energy territory that people have right now, that's going to be a lot of the economy. Either way, I have noticed that YouTube's telling me that only 70% of you viewers are subscribed. No, 30% of you subscribed. 70% of you are new viewers. So feel free to subscribe if you want to watch more content like this. And let me know what you want me to do for you guys as well. Either way, it looks like Tupo is actually doing quite a good job taking out the units down here, and SE2 definitely focused on his eco. He's definitely trying to get some territories up and running. Each territory does give you 12 extra eco per minute. And we have full production of tanks. He's going for energy now, which he's definitely going to need with the tanks he's going to be producing. In fact, I don't think one energy well is going to be enough. He's going to need to use this one as well. So SE2 is happy that he's lost this area right now. He gave up on it and he sent some units around to try and sneak over here. He was able to figure out what was going on pretty quickly. He spotted the air units as well, so he does know what he's up against. And Tupo is probably quite happy with the first engagement that he's actually won this area, taken it away from SE2, and is able to use his infantry to take over even more territory. He's going to try and check out what SE2 has right now. But SE2 is going to try and surprise him with some tanks. So I don't think Tuponulo actually even knows about the tanks. So SE2 has the advantage of knowledge right now. But both players are struggling with eco. So we're at 248 from Tuponulo and 332 from SE2. Got a few tanks going through the forest. They're trying to stay stealthed as well. So from Tuponulo's view, we know that there are units moving through here, but we don't know what units are there. Helicopters are coming in to try and scout the area and check out what's going on over here. But by the looks of it, they don't have enough visibility to spot the tanks there. That's because they've moved. So the tanks have moved over this way, and he's got some other tanks coming down here, and they have been spotted right now, and these helicopters will probably be able to deal with them pretty easily. But we are nearly out of energy. These helicopters are going to be useless very soon unless this builds right now, which it is nearly completed, this energy well. There we go, it's ready now, so it is going to start producing energy. There we go. Just in the nick of time. From SE2's perspective, he's led these units out into a battle with these guys. And SE2 has also built a couple of SAM units to defend his production over here. But these helicopters are building up in quite sufficient amount of numbers, and they'll be able to do a lot of damage before those units can actually do much. SE2's tanks are pretty much just running away at this point. And he's trying to take over some territory with the tanks over here, bringing them straight down and around, looks of it. From Tuponulo's side of it, he does have, I hope that's how you pronounce it, Tuponulo is just trying to expand straight outwards in every direction, and that is giving him quite a lot of visibility over the map. He's trying to scout out with these helicopters, trying to find where SE2 is. And the helicopters are doing a pretty good job at scouting, but let's have a look at if they're missing anything. Not quite. As soon as these came into range, they are shooting at them, so we're just building up a large number of tanks to take over the enemy right now. Those helicopters do move slightly over here, then there's the SAM units that will be in range to fire back. Otherwise, Tupo is spotting these tanks right now, and he'll probably be sending his helicopters up there soon. Which means SE2 is going to need to defend them with the SAM units. But they are a bit out of position, but he is building up, every one of them is building a SAM unit right now. So he's heavily investing into anti-air right now, and I think that is a very wise move when you're focused on tanks and SAM units. But the helicopters are a bit out of position. They've gone this way instead to stop these tanks who are on that side, which were... He nearly got the last one. There's one left over, trying to run away. But that's going to keep the helicopters busy while these SAM units are producing. So we now have 8 SAM units. We can spot some infantry coming through the forest over here. There's a little opening. Otherwise the forest would have kept it stealthed, like all the structures that are here from SE2. But these tanks are becoming unstoppable on the ground. Helicopters are going to be forced to come this way soon. Try and take out these tanks as they're coming in. You can see there's a marker for them. So Tupo can see those. And he spotted the SAM over here, so these infantry are coming in towards a firing line of SAM, and they will be able to take out this infantry, because SAM can shoot down infantry pretty quickly. Not their primary focus, but they still get good damage on infantry. Tank moving in as well to try and help them out. SE2 is bringing back his units over into this direction to protect his base. And Tuponulo has a lot of units there, but just can't see anything. And SE2 is going to struggle with these helicopters moving in right now. He needs to get these SAM over to this direction. And he's going to just have his tanks retreat into this area. As the SAM moving over here to take out those helicopters. But those helicopters are getting a few free kills over here, and that is not a very good situation for SE2 to be in right now. But it does look like he's going to lose one helicopter, which is going to get taken out by those SAMs. SE2 is also struggling on energy, because he still only has one energy well, which isn't too much of an issue, because he doesn't have too many units right now. But if he does need to retreat later from these helicopters and can't, then the tanks are going to get stuck in their position and not going to be able to move again. So Tuponulo can see quite a few tanks moving into this area. Just one infantry catching them off guard there and spotting them in the distance. Both players do have enough energy to supply their units, but only for a little while. SE2 having a bigger problem than Tupo right now. But he'll probably try and sort that out with this energy well right now, or very soon. He does have enough money for it. Another thing to note, he has actually started building barracks up in the north to help increase his expanse over here, which will increase his economy later on. There we go, there's the energy well set up, which is being constructed right now. It's not ready yet, but it will be soon. And Tuponulo can see these tanks over here. But the tanks are struggling to see the infantry as they get until they get closer, but they are going to be able to hold this off quite easily, apart from if they can't move. SAM are moving in to protect those tanks from behind, so the helicopters might be a bit less likely to come in to take them out. But there is a lot of helicopters on the ground doing nothing right now, and they could actually be doing something, so maybe even trying to come in from this side and taking out these two at least. But the infantry are thinking they can take those tanks out on their own. They are doing a lot of damage, but I just don't think they're going to be able to take out these tanks right now. But they might be able to take out a few more. There's one down. Imagine these two going down next. There's another one. SE2 is building a bit higher up. Got another factory there, I think. So even though these tanks are out of energy, they can still fire if anything comes into range of them. It's just that they can't move. Then SAM can move because they don't require energy to do so. The helicopters are moving in now, which is probably not the greatest idea as the SAM units are still there, but he does need to do something, and he has a lot of helicopters. But they can't run for very long. As you can see, he's got less than a minute of use from these helicopters. But he has managed to clear out the area. Pretty much just his helicopters. And he might want to have another energy well somewhere soon. I don't know if he even has that available. No, I don't think he does. He's got one energy well here, and he's got this one as his next one. It's not in his territory yet. So, just going to have to wait for some to build up. But unfortunately, his helicopters are landing within range of SAM units on the ground. And they are being taken out. I've noticed a small group of commandos over here, so these guys are stealthed anyway, and they'll be able to sneak around the back end of the base and potentially take out the airfields. I think that might be what he's thinking, or at least the energy. But Tupo has spotted the SAM units here, and he's going to go in there by ground force. The infantry are going to try and take them out, and there's a tank coming in to reinforce them. But we have a lot of infantry spreading out across other sides of the map as well. As I say, there's some more tanks are coming down from the right hand side of the map. Did he have some storage there, or did he send them there? Some factories there, I meant, or, you know, it looks like he just sent them that way. SAM units are being forced to retreat closer to the base. But Tupo is got a lot of units over here. He's trying to get taken out by these tanks. He's taken out some that are straying off. But these tanks aren't going to be able to take on everything here. He might be able to take on all those infantry, especially as they're backed up by more tanks, but feels like both players are too happy to engage in battles that are probably not the greatest. I think that SE2 is trying to decide these battles a bit better. He's bringing his units together so they've got a stronger chance of defeating them with minimal damage. And he's sending some units up this way. He nearly has the top area of the map. I want to have a look at the economy at this point. The SC2's economy is at 596, whereas Tupo's economy is 560, so they're not actually that far from each other. And considering they started right next to each other and the whole map has been pretty much used, it's kind of a nice surprise to see that. It's been a continuous battle for dominance since the beginning of the game. Those helicopters are so powerful, they're taking out these tanks as if they're nothing. There we go. There's just one more down here, and I don't think he can spot that, but he is trying to keep an eye on it. He's taking that command away. Those helicopters just don't have a lot of time. They can actually be in the air. The SE2's energy well is set up, and he is making use of that by putting these tanks on haste and going straight for the energy well down here. Pano can see this. The tanks are coming into visual range now. But the helicopters are out of position and they're using up energy already. They found the other tank But by the time they kill it and get back into position over here with enough energy, that's going to be a bit of a problem for him. There is nothing protecting this area right now apart from 4 infantry units, and there are 8 tanks moving in right now. He's trying to bring his helicopters back over here right now, and they are taken off, but he's only got 7 in storage right now. So they've deciding to only send a few in, I think. But the helicopters are coming in, and they are unprotected from their units right now. And Tupo has got quite a few units trying to attack the base of SE2, and the factory is nearly destroyed, but is defended well enough right now. The energy has been taken out from Tuponulo, and the helicopters will be forced to land, meaning that he has nothing to defend his base but these infantry here. SE2 on the other hand does have quite a bit defending his base, and is able to push back against these infantry. And with the units down here, he's doing a good job at trying to take out the structures of Tupo. Pretty much conquered the entire rest of the map. And these tanks are just defending in the forest over here. He's trying to bring this one in together. And unfortunately, SE2 seems to have lost most of his tanks. Still 2 left there. But he can't see the airfields that he is right next to. He's about here, and at least he was about here. He can't see the airfields that he so needs to destroy. But he has found a barracks. Up in this part of the map, it looks like that Tupo has been defeated there. And soon, SE2 will be able to bring his tanks back in down this area of the map. And unfortunately for Tupo, he is still building these helicopters, but he just can't use them. He's got an energy well being built somewhere. No, it's not an energy well, it's a power plant. I've just spotted that helicopter get taken out. There's a commando in the area. So a single commando has come down to take out these helicopters that had just landed in the mountains. And over here, the tanks are taking out the territory here. And he's bringing in some more units, but the airfield is right next to him. There's right at this energy well, there's an airfield right here, and he can't see it from his perspective, so he doesn't know it's there. SE2 has spotted this power plant, and he is going to try and target it with this commando. Pano does know it's there, but he isn't able to do too much about it, but he's got a helicopter on the case right now, actually. So he won't survive much longer, but it does give SE2 the chance to try and take it out. SE2's found the barracks, well, 2 barracks, 3 of Panos, and he's going straight for the attack on these things. He is trying to take over the map at the same time. He's not forgotten to keep an eye on the map and keep his production up and keep his reinforcements coming in, as well as trying to focus on the enemy. He's even managed to scout out the power plant there, which is going to get attacked by tanks soon. Coming in from up here. But Tuponulo might be able to spot that with this guy here. They might see him coming down. They might be able to use his helicopters against them. Both players are struggling to see each other in the forest, and that's pretty much what's holding back both Tupo's defense and SE2's attack. If either player was to try and build something that had good anti-stealth detection, so I guess, like I've been told, the Interceptor is really good at detecting submarines and stealth. Maybe there's other units. Let me know what other units, like ground-based units, that have good range of detection. We can see these tanks coming in now. They're going straight for that power plant. They're wasting absolutely no time. But even with the power plant, Tupo is still struggling to keep these helicopters in the air, even for a short amount of time. He's trying to build another power plant here. He's got another power plant there, but he has given the map. He can't defend in this area, and he's just not getting enough power plants down. So, thank you for watching. SE2 has won this game. There are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click one and I'll see you there. Remember to subscribe and like the video. So I'll see you around.